All right, viewers. The Prime Minister was in Varanasi today. Many political analysts say this was the poll bugle which was sounded for the state of Uttar Pradesh, which is going into elections in the next 6 months of time. But importantly, there's been a fair amount of speculations if Yogi Adityanath will continue to take BJP into elections and be the chief ministerial face. Well, the Prime Minister today made a lot clear by backing Yogi Adityanath.
Har Har Mahadev.
Prime Minister gifting Varanasi a 1,500 crore rupees development bonanza. But the home turf visit after a gap of 8 months was firmly political and may have been all about this man, UP Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath, who will lead BJP's most crucial poll battle, the Uttar Pradesh polls, next year.
यूपी के यशस्वी, ऊर्जावान और कर्मठ मुख्यमंत्री श्रीमान योगी आदित्यनाथ जी
Modi lavished praise on the saffron strongman, hailing Yogi for his development pitch, COVID fight and ending Mafia Raj and Bua Batijabad. A clear reference to rival SP and BSP rule.
आज मेक इन इंडिया के लिए यूपी पसंदीदा जगह बन रहा है। इसका एक बड़ा कारण है यूपी में योगी जी की सरकार द्वारा इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर पर फोकस। मुझे भी कई बार सोचना पड़ता है कि यूपी के कौन से विकास कार्यों की चर्चा करूं, कौन से कार्यों की चर्चा छोड़ दूं। ये सब योगी जी के नेतृत्व और यूपी सरकार की कार्यनिष्ठा का कमाल है। आज योगी जी खुद कड़ी मेहनत कर रहे हैं। काशी के लोग तो देखते ही हैं कैसे योगी जी लगातार यहां आते हैं, एक एक विकास योजना की समीक्षा करते हैं, खुद ऊर्जा लगाकर कामों को गति देते हैं।
Modi, through his emphatic words, firmly laid to rest speculation about a running rift with the UP Chief Minister, making it amply clear that Yogi Adityanath is the undisputable face of the BJP in India's politically most crucial state.
आज योगी जी खुद कड़ी मेहनत कर रहे हैं।
The poll bugle for Uttar Pradesh has been sounded by none less than the Prime Minister himself. Bureau Report, India Today.
All right, viewers, we're going to stay on with the news in Uttar Pradesh. Uttarakhand cancelled the Kanwar Yatra. The Supreme Court stepped in saying, how can Uttar Pradesh go ahead? But Uttar Pradesh right now is still sticking to its stand. Will hold the Kanwar Yatra in midst of strict COVID protocols.
Two states, the same ruling party, but two different stands. Uttar Pradesh and Uttarakhand have taken diametrically opposite views on allowing the Kanwar Yatra, a traditional Hindu pilgrimage that sees thousands of devotees trek hundreds of kilometers to Haridwar. If the Uttarakhand government has banned the Yatra, fearing a third COVID wave, the Uttar Pradesh government, which faces election next year, is allowing it.
हमने जो है सभी की जान माल की सुरक्षा को प्राथमिकता पर लेते हुए पहले ही जो है कांवड़ यात्रा को इस बार हमने नहीं किया है, तो हमारे लिए सबसे पहले लोगों की जान माल की रक्षा है।
कांवड़ यात्रा में तो आप जाएंगे, मंदिर में जल चढ़ाएंगे, तुरंत निकल आएंगे। यहाँ किसी को वहाँ रहना नहीं है, न किसी को हम लोग गैदरिंग करने रहेंगे, कोई भीड़ भाड़ के वो नहीं करने देंगे, उनको आएंगे और तुरंत निकल जाएंगे। तो ऐसा नहीं है कि वहाँ दिनों दिन बैठेंगे जिसकी वजह से भीड़ हो जाएगा, ये हम लोग सुनिश्चित करेंगे।
Taking suo motu cognizance, the Supreme Court has termed Uttar Pradesh's decision to allow Kanwar Yatra disturbing. It has ordered the Yogi Adityanath government to give a reply within the next 24 hours. The Adityanath government says it will adhere to the court's decision if there were to be any ruling.
सुप्रीम कोर्ट तो अगर हमसे बोलेगी कि आपको नहीं चलाना तो उस पर हम लोग विचार करके फिर अपना मुख्यमंत्री के साथ वार्ता करके फिर उसको आदेश करेंगे उसी हिसाब से। सुप्रीम कोर्ट का तो बात मानना ही है।
Medical experts have no two views on the issue. They want the yatra banned.
It is our duty to caution the government and appeal to the government that at this moment any mass gathering at any pretext is going to be a disastrous effect for our country.
Two other states, Haryana and Delhi, are yet to decide on Kanwar Yatra and are offering no clear answers.
मुझे लगता है इस वक्त जो भी कोरोना को रोकने के लिए बहुत बड़ी महामारी है, कोरोना को रोकने के लिए जो भी कदम उठाने की ज़रूरत है, सभी सरकारों को और लोगों को मिलकर वो कदम उठाने चाहिए।
The annual Kanwar Yatra involves Shiva devotees called Kanwariyas travelling by foot to fetch Ganga water from Haridwar or Gangotri in Uttarakhand. They later anoint the water at the local Shiva temples as a gesture of thanksgiving. As per official records, in 2019, the last time the Yatra was organized, nearly 3.5 crore Kanwariyas had visited Haridwar, while over 2 to 3 crore people had visited pilgrimage spots in western UP. With inputs from Abhishek Mishra in Lucknow, Bureau Report, India Today.
All right, viewers, the National Human Rights Commission, the NHRC, has come up with a damning report on the post-poll violence, clearly putting in the dock the West Bengal government. The NHRC report submitted before the High Court, in which it recommends a CBI probe into the post-poll violence. In the scathing report, NHRC says the trial needs to be shifted outside of Bengal and provide security to a threatened person involving testimonial evidence to the justice system. The right panel recommended police and bureaucracy reforms in West Bengal and suggested the court should monitor special investigation teams in this case. Meanwhile, Bengal Chief Minister has reacted to the NHRC report, saying post-poll violence is subjudicial and political parties can give their opinion. Without hinting at any name, Mamta added that she knows who has filed the report. All right, viewers, let's now cut across to the LOC, and this is a report filed by my colleague Abhishek Bhalla.
A semblance of peace at the line of control. Guns have fallen silent. But the lull can be treacherous. Adversary can't be taken at face value. Army is vigil and alert, carefully changing its tactics, training for new challenges. While the ceasefire since February still holds and no exchange of fire with Pakistan, Indian Army is focusing on infiltration combat.
Keeping in mind the ceasefire agreement since February, there is a slight change in tactics by the Indian Army. What we are witnessing is a real-time exercise that is being carried out to ensure how to combat any kind of infiltration. This firing is focused on taking on infiltrators and not firing against the Pakistani army.
The new tactics include laying ambush after allowing terrorists to cross over, guided by precision information on terror movements.
Every movement across the line of control is being monitored and observed from this little room at a forward post at the LOC. It's not just the Pakistani army that the Indian army is watching, but most importantly, terror hideouts. There are several terror hideouts, and the focus is on these sightings, because whenever an infiltration takes place, the forces on the ground will only have a pinpointed, accurate information only through these sightings. And that's why newer gadgets, new technology is being used.
With relative peace at the LOC, the population living in adjoining villages are heaving a sigh of relief, despite being meters away from Pakistani army posts. The border peace has given a never-before fillip to development and infrastructural work, often disputed in the past by cross-LOC shelling. India Today travelled to the villages near the Indian fence at the LOC in the Bimber Gali sector. The population of 5,000 has suffered for decades, but is now cautiously hopeful.
सीज फायर का बहुत बड़ा फर्क पड़ा है। सीज फायर हुआ है तो जी ने सांस लिया है, क्योंकि हर बार यही रहता था कि अभी गोला आ जाएगा। हमारा बाप दादा भटकाई से ही यहाँ ही रहते हैं। 0 पॉइंट LOC यही है। 200 बैंकर या 300 बनना था तो बन पाए 60 या 70, तो वो हमारा काम पूरा न हो पाया। ताकि क्या पता पड़ोसी का किस वक्त वो फिर न टूट पड़े, तो फिर भी हम खतरे में हैं, तो हमें बैंकर और दिए जाएं।
While the army has tweaked its operational tactics, the standard operation procedure remains the same. And so is the motto of preparedness for any eventuality.
This is a forward Indian Army post at the line of control facing Pakistan-occupied Kashmir. And there are several Pakistani Army posts just across from here. Along with the Pakistani Army posts, there are several civilian dwellings that the Pakistani Army uses as a shield so that the Indian Army does not attack those areas since they are civilian homes. With camera person Satya at the line of control in the Bimber Gali sector, Abhishek Bhalla for India Today.
All right, viewers, now let's get you the latest coming in from flood-hit Himachal Pradesh. My colleague Manjeet filed this report.
Damaged cars. Buildings that are now a concrete rubble. Roads blocked by debris. Dharamshala is picking up pieces after the destruction wreaked by flash floods and landslides earlier this week. The hill station received 395 mm rainfall over Sunday and Monday, its heaviest downpour in the last 23 years. For residents and tourists, it has been a harrowing time. "35-year-old Vinod is a taxi operator in the region. His car has suffered huge damage.
स्टीयरिंग तक मलबा भर गया था, जो क्रेन भी नहीं उठा पा रही थी गाड़ी को, इसलिए अब वो खाली करने के लिए बोल के गए हैं, इसलिए हम इसको खाली कर रहे हैं मलबा। और इसमें बहुत भारी गाद भरा हुआ था, मिट्टी पत्थर बहुत अंदर शीशा सासा तोड़कर पार हो गया है। और ये गाड़ी जो थी सबसे ऊपर में लगी थी, इस वजह से बाकी गाड़ियों का नुकसान कम हो गया, पर इसको ये पूरी तरह से क्षतिग्रस्त हो गई है।
Vinod had taken a loan for this taxi, but the COVID lockdown and now the floods have hit him hard.
पिछले 2 साल से जब से टैक्सी ली हुई है, तब से लॉकडाउन का प्रोसेस चली हुई है, ना टैक्सी का काम हो रहा है ना कुछ, और लोन की किस्तें भी अपने से भरनी पड़ रही है।
Vehicles of many tourist operators are buried in the debris yet to be cleared. Many operators have gone back home.
मलबे जो बाइक फंसी हुई है, ये कस्टमर की, मतलब जो घूमने आए थे, जो पर्यटन थे, उनकी है बाइक। ये शायद वो जलंधर के थे, जो कल 4-5 बाइकें भी हमको बोल रहे थे कि जलंधर पहुंचाने हैं वो बाइक पे।
These youngsters have been forced to cut their tour short.
मोस्टली यही एरिया में सिर्फ बाढ़ थी और बाकी सब जगह नॉर्मल बारिश था, तो हम हॉस्टल में रुके हुए थे सब, और हॉस्टल वाला हमें मतलब बता रहा था कि मतलब हौसला दे रहा था।
खाना नहीं था तो एवरीवन वाज शेयरिंग फूड, बिजली वगैरह सबका प्रॉब्लम हुआ, बट देन एवरीथिंग वाज मैनेज्ड।
Power and water supply is still erratic and they have been now compelled to move. They were trapped inside their hotels and guest houses for 2 days. There was no food. However, they managed the next 2 days, but the things became normal, and now rescue operation is still on. Vehicles which are still under the debris are being removed. With video journalist Dilip Sahu, this is Manjit Sehgal at Bhagsunad, Dharamshala for India Today.
All right, there was a big hiccup coming in for the Indian team currently on tour in England. The latest coming in is that wicket-keeper Rishabh Pant and a staff member have tested positive for the virus. After the World Test Championship final last month, the Indian team was on a 3-week vacation with the team members travelling individually in the UK. Some of the players, including Pant, were seen attending the Euro matches at London's Wembley Stadium, where there were others who were spotted at the Wimbledon. Pant was asymptomatic and had tested positive 8 days ago and is on his way to recovery. Throwdown expert Dayanand Garani has also tested positive, and Vridhiman Saha and Bharat Arun have isolated themselves after being in contact with Garani. All right, with that, I'm going to go into a quick break. To stay with me on the other side is our fact check segment.